A prominent question that's remained in FNaF over the years is what is the Fredbear Plush in FNaF 4? The Fredbear Plush is a character that accompanies the crying child throughout the week of FNaF 4. And it seems that the Fredbear Plush acts as a guide for the crying child, trying to warn the crying child about potential threats or dangers. A common theory surrounding this Fredbear Plush is that it's a monitoring system, controlled by William, the voice coming from the Fredbear Plush being William's. The main support for this theory comes from the Fredbear Plush with the walkie-talkie being in the sister location control room, along with the line "I will put you back together," a similar line spoken by Michael.
And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now.
However, with the context of sister location, it seems that William was talking about Elizabeth, but still being a very similar line. And that's basically the gist of the theory. The Fredbear Plush is a monitoring system. However, personally, I don't really believe this theory. Looking back, there appears to be a lot of things that are inconsistent. For instance, the Fredbear Plush saying, "We are still your friends." Do you still believe that? Why would William be saying, "We are still your friends"? Who would he be referring to? After all, I doubt William could see into Crying Child's dying dream of Crying Child's toys fading away. Some theories say that only the last line, "I will put you back together," is said by William. This being because the text color is so slightly different you probably wouldn't even notice until you start looking in Photoshop. This extremely slight and almost unnoticeable difference definitely not being a mistake, and is definitely a very subtle hint that this is a different character talking, specifically William. Because if there's one thing that's consistent in FNaF, it's color scheme. Purple Guy was never yellow, and every single character with green eyes is controlled by Elizabeth. William saying these lines doesn't really make the most sense, especially when considering the FNaF Encyclopedia does state that the entire scene was said by the Fredbear Plush. Next is the Fredbear Plush being a monitoring system. The reason I don't really understand this is because, well, in the sister location control room, Fredbear Plush is next to monitors that show the FNaF 4 house. However, the cameras that show the FNaF 4 house are clearly just normal security cameras. The cameras aren't on the floor, or on the bed, or on a clock like the Fredbear Plush is. Not to mention the Fredbear plushies that appear outside of the house. They appear in very weird and unexplainable places, like under a car, in the sewers, flowers, for some reason. When the Fredbear Plush appears outside, he appears in places where he wouldn't even be able to see the crying child. Not to mention the plushie's eyes are dark, not even watching the crying child. And the final reason of why I don't believe William is controlling the Fredbear Plush is because in one of the FNaF 4 minigames, after the Fredbear Plush talks to you while you're inside Fredbear's family diner, 2 doors to a back room will open up, showing William helping somebody into a costume. William is here at Fredbear's family diner. He's not monitoring the crying child or talking through the plushie, and he's definitely not in the sister location bunker. If William isn't the one behind the Fredbear Plush, then who is? I believe it could be none other than Charlotte, the girl who possesses the puppet. First of all, how would this work? We already know that Charlotte was the first victim of William Afton. This is hinted in the Silver Eyes series of novels, as well as one of Henry's lines in Pizzeria Simulator.
Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this.
So it could be possible that Charlotte somehow went on to possess this Fredbear Plush. The timelines do match up. The Fredbear plushie's protective nature also matches with Charlotte. There's also the small detail of the Fredbear Plush sitting on a grandfather clock. The puppet's music box being called My Grandfather's Clock. Although this could just be a coincidence. Some of the FNaF teasers can also support this theory. For the FNaF 4 Halloween DLC, there's a teaser that shows a Freddy plush. If you brighten the image, it shows Nightmare On behind the Freddy plush. There was also a teaser for Pizzeria Simulator, showing a Freddy plush, and if you brighten the image, there would be strings that connected to the Freddy plush. Some people say that when these images are brightened, the plushies also appear to be golden. Whether it's a coincidence or not, I don't know, but it is a neat effect. There's also other instances of puppet characters having parallels with the bear characters. For instance, Nightmare On being interchangeable with Nightmare. And of course, the puppet being inside of Lefty. So if Charlotte was possessing the Fredbear plush, it wouldn't be anything new. Charlotte possessing the Fredbear plush would also explain the more paranormal side of the Fredbear plush. For instance, the dotted eyes that indicate possession, appearing in very random places, and of course the head of the Fredbear plush being part of a flower. twice. There's also the fact that the Fredbear plush and the Fredbear we see in FNaF World appear to be the same person, the Fredbear in FNaF World having the exact same lines as the Fredbear plush, as well as similar dotted eyes and a very similar design. In fact, an interesting detail about the Fredbear we see in FNaF World is that he appears to have yellow dotted eyes, similar to the security puppets. As a conclusion, it appears that Charlotte, the one who possesses the puppet, at one point possessed this Fredbear plush, trying to guide and protect the crying child.
My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe. If you didn't, feel free to subscribe anyway, because you might like a different video. And have a great day, night, or heat death of the universe, depending on what time you're watching. And goodbye.